Hey, it's Kelsey, your best friend on the homestead from roughandtumblefarmhouse.com. Now, if you are just getting started with making homemade dairy products, this is a great video for you. Even if you've been making things for a while but have not tried making this, you really want to stick around because this recipe for clotted cream is so simple, it's so delicious, and it's going to change your life. Now, clotted cream is something that you're very likely to encounter in the UK and England. I lived in Northern England when I was in college, and they didn't have it so much there. It wasn't as big of a deal, but kind of Devonshire clotted cream is something you're likely to find if you look it up. And that's kind of more in the southern part of the country. And it is something that is made very simply. It's kind of almost like a peasant food, you could consider it, but it is just really delicious and rich and has just this wonderful flavor. So let's just dive right into making this recipe. So what you're gonna need for making clotted cream is you will need, for this recipe, I used 4 cups of milk roughly, and you can make it with as little cream or as much cream as you want, but I find that 4 cups does just about perfect in a 13x9 pan. So you want a thick bottom pan. I like a glass like this Pyrex one here, works really well. And then your 4 cups of cream. And that's it. That's all you need for ingredients. Really simple, and then a working oven. So first thing we're gonna do is we are gonna pour this cream into your cooking pan. And if you have more cream than this, you might need a bigger pan. You really don't want the cream to be any thicker than about 1 inch coming up the sides of the pan. So we're gonna pour it into the pan, and then we are going to set our oven at 180 degrees. And then we're gonna stick this pan in there for 12 hours. Now, I know that's a really long time to have something sit in the oven, especially this time of year. When we have a lot of cream on the farm, it also tends to line up with when it's like the hottest part of the summer and we don't have air conditioner or air conditioning in our house. We just have a little window air conditioning unit. So it's not the greatest time to have your oven running all night, but whatever, it's worth it for this stuff. So anyway, we put it in the oven overnight because it takes 12 hours, or you could have your oven running all day, however you want to do it. And then you'll notice after that amount of time, when you take it out, it's going to have this really thick layer on top, and it's going to be kind of this golden brown sort of a color. It's so pretty. And so your cream has officially clotted, but now we have to let it rest for a while. So once you take it out of the oven, I want you to let it sit until it comes to room temperature. For me, that took probably about 45 minutes before all the heat was out of the pan and everything. And then we're going to put it in the fridge. And we have it in the fridge then for anywhere from about 8 to 12 hours. So it's got to sit in the fridge for quite a while as well. So it can be a good idea to do this overnight. Take it out of the oven in the morning, let it sit, chill all day, and then you can actually kind of make the cream, so to speak, in the evening. So once it has completely chilled in the fridge, we're going to take it out, and very simply we're going to sort of skim, because it's really not like skimming at all, as opposed to like when you skim regular cream. You're going to kind of scrape, pull, scoop the clotted cream part off the surface of the sort of milkier part. So this really rich, delicious, beautiful, creamy texture here has kind of got that golden brown color, and you'll see very clearly the difference between what is the clotted cream and what is the liquid. So I just scoop it into a little dish off to the side. And then that liquid I really recommend saving because it's very flavorful and delicious. You can use it in any sort of recipe where you need milk. You can even just drink it if you want to, but I prefer to use it in recipes and things. I use it to make some biscuits, which you're going to see here in a little bit. And then from there, however you want to kind of mix the clotted cream is up to you. A lot of times if you see pictures of it, it's a pretty smooth looking sort of texture. And so you can get that by just mixing it with a spoon, or you may have to kind of use a hand mixer for a little bit if you really want it to be almost sort of like a cream cheese sort of consistency. I just mix it by hand. It doesn't really bother me if it's a little bit lumpy. I think it's delicious that way. That's personally how I like it, but however you want to do it. And it's ready to go. That is your clotted cream. It is super delicious. Here I have it on biscuits with some strawberries and a little bit of honey drizzle. It's good even just eaten on a spoon. The way it tastes, the best I can describe it, is sort of like the top of a creme brulee, but less sweet because it doesn't have any sugar added to it. But because of that long, slow baking process where it's caramelized on top, the milk sugars have caramelized. It still has a little bit extra sweetness compared to regular milk. So yeah, it's like an unsweetened creme brulee in the best possible way. It's so good. So other ways you can use it, it's really delicious on top of waffles. My girls had waffles with this on top with some sprinkles and maple syrup. It was really delicious. You can just eat it on toast. Anywhere that you would use butter or whipped cream is a place that you can definitely use clotted cream to really kind of up that classy level up a notch. So it's a very simple process to make. If you have any questions at all on how to make your clotted cream, go ahead and comment below. You can also add other mix-ins if you want to. You can mix in a little bit of honey, you can mix in a little bit of cinnamon. You can really play around with the flavors if you want to, even though I think it stands alone pretty darn well too. Now I have some other great videos if you're interested in really simple, easy, beginner-friendly dairy recipes. I will make sure I link some of those below in the description box, and I'll also post them up here for you to check out. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week for more farming, family food, and fortitude here at Rough and Tumble Farmhouse.